Hello friends, welcome to the TWSBI, a channel where we discuss pens and writing, and I am Rudrashish Dutta. Friends, today's unboxing will focus on a pen coming from an Indian pen manufacturing house, which is incidentally also a family-run venture. Known in the fountain pen community here in India as Vazir pens, incidentally Vazir literally means a prime minister in Arabic Persian parlance, but specifically denotes a queen on the chessboard. This company is perhaps the newest entry into the increasingly crowded fountain pen manufacturing in India, having their first products released in the market in the year 2020. Today, in 2023, they have diversified their product portfolio and caters to an increasingly demanding clientele through customized and personalized interactions and services. Friends, today I shall review their product Vazir Bordeaux in a fine Jowo 6-sized nib and find out how the pen performs under actual writing circumstances. So friends, without any further delay, let us go to the Vazir Bordeaux in polished acrylic and a fine writing nib. Well friends, the pen has come in a plastic see-through wrapper like this, and we have well, it's a wooden box as I get it. There is a sleeve, as you can see, a Vazir themed sleeve which I am keeping aside, and this is the box. It's a wooden box as I get it with this Vazir branding, and okay, incidentally it's an open box and the pen comes packed like this. Let me open it and keep this is a velvet bed on which we have this pen. So let me keep it aside and look at the pen. Incidentally friends, I was contacted by Vazir after I placed an order asking whether I would be upgrading the usual Taiwanese nib to a Jowo nib, which I agreed on an additional payment of 1000 rupees, roughly an additional payment of around 12 to 13 US dollars. But I opted for it for the upgrade, and they have sent me this pen, the Vazir Bordeaux, fitted with a 6-sized Jowo fine nib. So this is the pen as I've got it. The pen is made of a very polished acrylic, and the color is the characteristic color of the Bordeaux wine, if I can get a visual resemblance. Somewhat, may not be an exact color match, but that is what it is. And to open it, it's a threaded, it opens roughly under 3 rotations. And let me look at the cap first. Well, the cap is fitted with, well, it's not a spring loaded nib, but a bit more on the easy flexible side, a gold trimmed nib as it is, and this is actually fitted into this junction between the finial of the cap and the cap body, and it is fitted very snug. In fact, I don't get any impression whatsoever at the tactile level that there is a break somewhere here. So this is really something appreciable on their part. And so far as the cap is concerned, it's very solid and thick, as you can see. Polished acrylic. It's partly translucent, as I can see, partly translucent, but uh, yes, it's threaded quite. Yes, it's threaded, and it's a machine threading, and they claim that these pens are actually partly handmade, partly machined. But whatever be it, we have a pen with quite a substantial girth, and but the pen feels very light in hand. We'll take a weigh measurement very soon. Now, with regard to the writing section, as I've told you friends, this is a six-sized Jowo nib which is embossed with the Vazir logo of the Queen in a chessboard. And since I had opted for the fine, and since Jowo nibs usually have this nib thickness punched at one of its sides, it's an F, if I can focus it for you. So it's a fine nib. The feed is plastic. The feed is plastic. And with regard to the main section, now this is something very writer friendly or user friendly, if I may call it. The end of the gripping section begins with a raised flare. It gradually subsides and then flares up gradually to the threads, which are not by any means uncomfortably sharp. Then there is a double step up of around a millimeter or so, leading to the barrel section with the widest girth at this particular point, leading to almost a cigar shaped narrowing to a very polished rounded finial at the other end. Incidentally, there are no marks of injection molding, which goes to the credit of Vazir. And as we can see, we have the Vazir embossed in white on the polished acrylic. So this is the external appearance of the pen. With regard to its internals, well, yes, they have provided us with a universal Schmidt converter. I guess this is not a screwed in converter, this is just tightly fit. Yes, it's not screwed in converter, it's fit snug onto the inner section of this inner writing section. Fit tightly. I link this up with fractal blue and see how the pen fares under writing circumstances. But before that, let me take a dry weight of the pen. Well, the pen looks pretty formidable in size, but it feels very light in hand. So let me take a weight of the pen. Well, the writing section weighs around 17.8 grams, and with the cap the pen weighs 29.11 grams. 29 point, it's roughly around 30 grams with the ink on it. So it's fairly light. It's not a pen which is heavy by any means. But there are two interesting aspects of the pen which I immediately uh, get an idea of. The first is the quality of the acrylic manufacture. Now this is something which is quite dicey because we do get Indian pen brands manufacturing in acrylic and polished acrylic at that, but which somehow do show that when it comes to creating a finished product as a polished work of art, many of the brands fall short of the gold standard. So compared to that, this pen is a wonder to look at. And let me see now, after inking this up, how it will fare under actual writing circumstances. Well, friends, I have inked this pen up with Siahi's Fractal Blue, and I'll be testing the Vazir Bordeaux on 100 GSM paper to see how it fares. Now, with regard to the grip, friends, as I have pointed out, all the three active gripping fingers are couched in this wonderfully arced gripping section, and this will easily provide comfort for long writing sessions. And the pen is just sized right for medium or even large hands, so I do not believe that this particular pen has to be used posted, because I do get a feeling that writing the pen posted may slightly weigh back the this section of the pen and may make the whole pen structure a bit more unwieldy. So let me now test the pen on 100 GSM paper. So this is the Vazir Bordeaux in a 6-sized Jowo nib. Fine. Well, the pen at the outset appears wetter and a bit more wider than the usual Western fine. With regard to its wetness, friends, it's quite a wet writer. The upstrokes and the downstrokes are equally wet and equally thick, though Shahi's Fractal Blue is a wetter than averaging, but nevertheless this pen is transferring a bit more of the ink on paper on contact. As you can see, the dots too are giving in a lot of ink on paper, so that is it. But nevertheless, with regard to the writing experience, it's very smooth. In fact, buttery smooth without any hint of any feedback of any nature. The nib is a stiff nib. And with regard to calligraphy style variations, well, no, I don't detect any. Maybe a minuscule increase in thickness with the downstrokes compared to the slant upstrokes, but otherwise it does not provide for any calligraphy style variations of any nature. Both the right strokes as well as the left strokes are equally smooth, which means the tines of the nibs are just rightly balanced. And so that is it, friends. It's a very smooth writer. It's wet. It has just that right amount of thickness with regard to its stature as a fine nib, and otherwise the pen is having the right balance in terms of weight. It feels definitely lighter in the hand, and I do get a feeling that this pen is a pen meant for prolonged writing sessions. I mean, neither the fingers nor the hand would tire with the weight, and That's it. So Vazir Bordeaux is, well, it's potentially an everyday carry. And whether I would be recommending the pen, definitely I would recommend. And there is one reason which has attracted me to the pen, that is, users comment on the quality of the acrylic that is used in shaping and polishing this pen. So all in all, this is a pen which can be a conversation starter. Well, it's a pen which performs its basic functions of writing pretty well, and it's a pen that's meant to essentially stay. And so that is it. I mean, obviously, I would commend Vazir as being one of the newest brands in the fountain pen market in India, and still turning out pieces which are cherished both at the level of aesthetics and at the level of writing. So this is all I have time for with regard to Vazir Bordeaux in a six-sized Jowo nib, fine nib. Thank you friends for watching. I'll be back with another revisit series next Wednesday. Till then, stay safe and goodbye.